Welcome back, everyone, to Hurley's Hobbies. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I'm going to be starting to sew together my squares to make my panels. I've decided because the length is 15 down, that I'm going to be making them into sections of 2x3s. So let me get my materials together and I will start that process. So I've got most of my things gathered that I need. I'm going to be sewing the panels together. I'm going to be sewing them 2x2 to begin with. So what I'm going to be doing is doing the 1 and 2 across and the 1, 2, 3 down. So I'll need these dark ones are the Muddy Girl fabric. They represent that. So I need 3 of them. So I'm going to do this block of 6. And because there's 3 of the other ones, I'm going to be using the 3 variations of purple. So I'm going to get these started. I'll sew these together first, these together and these together, and then I'll sew, to make the 6. So that's what I'm going to get it working on. Grab my pins. Grab a fabric here, Muddy Girl. We'll start with the light purple. When you're doing this, you put the right side facing up for the Muddy Girl, right side facing down for the other. Basically, I'm just going to be pinning them. I'll pin all 3 sets, and then I'll sew them together. I'm just going to use 2 pins since they're, just a couple pieces of material. Not a big, long stretch. I'm just going to use 2 to hold them together. And this won't matter because I'm only doing 2 of them together. It won't matter a whole lot what's, what side's down and what side's up, because I don't have to follow the pattern until I actually get to where I'm sewing the 3 sets together. There's 2. Line them up best I can and pin them. Okay, so I've now got my 3 sets. I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and get working on that. All right, I've got my 3 sets of fabrics gathered here. You might notice that I am using a yellow string. I'm trying to use up some of my old thread. So in my bobbin I have yellow, as well as on the top spool I have yellow. It's a shade of yellow, kind of golden-ish colored. I'm just trying to use up, especially like these that are, the seams are going to be open and you won't see the threads. I'm trying to use up some of my older things. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Lift up my presser foot, put it in basically where I want it. Hold the strings, the threads, put a knot, and then start sewing. Just using the straight stitch, nothing complicated about this. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you will have seen me do this before. So I get close to the end, make another knot, lift up my presser foot, pull it out, put the presser foot down to hold it in place. Sorry about that. Cut the thread on the other end. And like these that I know are going to be, sewn over on the edges again, I'm not too worried because like some of the previous ones, these knots have come out on either end. But when I sew on the next row, it'll cover that, so I'm fine. But this is the first set here. So, see, you can't see that I sewed it together with yellow thread at all. And it's going to have a backing on it, so you won't even see it from the reverse side either. So I'll get the second one going here. Okay, so now that I have those three sewn together, those sets, I'm going to follow my pattern. I need the top one, I need the Muddy Girl to be on the left, and I need the Muddy Girl to be on the right for these last two rows. I'll grab one, put the Muddy Girl on the right, left, that's left. Grab the next one and put it on the right. So I want them to look like this. So what I'll do is I'll flip this up, spin it around, because this is the side I want to attach to each other. I'll line the seams up somewhat. Lay the bottom seam to the left as best I can. Pin it. I'll lay the top seam to the right and pin that as well. Okay, I'll line up the edge of the fabric. Pin that somewhere in the middle. I'll line the other fabric up. Pin it in the middle and at the end. Okay, I'll spin it back around and then open it up. All right, grab my next set, and I want the Muddy Girl on the right as well. So I will lift that up, or flip it over, I should say. Spin it around like I did last time. I basically do the same thing. Lay the seam down to the left, the one that's underneath. Let's see, make sure, yeah, it's pretty lined up. A little, there we go. Okay, so pin the underside down left facing, and I'll do the top to the right. And what this does is it basically gives a little bit of lift to your, when you open it up and you sew the backing on it, so that it's not completely flat. It'll give it a little bit of lift if these seams are not entirely lined up in the same exact direction. So it gives it a little bit of poofiness, I guess. It makes it look thicker. I don't know, just gives it some character. So then I'll pin it middle and the end like I did the last one. Spin it back around and show you that it looks like the pattern, this top edge here. So I'll get these three rows sewn together, and I'll show you what the completed product of this panel looks like. So I've got the panel all laid out. I will get this ironed and then put a backing on it. But my next step is to go to row 4, do row 4, 5, and 6, and then on. And I will probably do sets of 2 like this, 2x3s. And I think what I'm gonna do is that center, since it's an odd number across the top, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually do the center column. I'm probably gonna do them as singles going down, or maybe do like 3, but single wide. So when I get to that step, I'll probably show you what I'm doing so that you'll understand. But this is what I've got done so far, so I'm going to get working on some more panels, and I'll get back with you. Thank you everyone for watching the video. If you liked what you saw, would you please hit that little like button for me? Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you will get videos as I put them out. And if you have any comments or questions, would you please leave them down below? And thank you again for watching the video. Bye.